Soft wheels. In my 25 years of skateboarding, soft wheels have not really been a popular thing. So I've never really tried them. So these are 92A SML wheels. I've never heard of that company. 54 millimeter Big Dreams, and they're supposedly 92A. And I can squish them with my thumbnail. I can feel that they're kind of soft. So I'm looking forward to giving these a try. I'm going to ride them with some blue Modus bearings. And I wanted to thank a fellow skateboarder and fellow viewer who sent these out to me. His username is, and I'm probably going to butcher this, it's Japanese, but Furirizu. So you can laugh at my silly Japanese. And maybe from this point on, we'll call him Furry. So I'm going to set these up today with some blue Modus bearings on an 8 3/8 Politic deck with some Indy 149s. And I'm looking forward to seeing how these feel, seeing how they slide, seeing how they affect my performance and where they enhance my performance. Okay, so there they are. Nice big fat wheels. This board feels hefty. And they look great with those blue bearings. Now, I think that what this is going to be is it's going to be a really fun cruiser board that I can actually still get a little bit tech on. So look forward to trying it. Okay, let's skate these things. Now, what could 92A be good for? Well, for starters, it's really good for rough ground. It's a nice, quiet cruiser board. So let's check out this ground I'm on right now, for example. Bricks. Lots of bricks with big cracks. Totally unskateable with your regular 50 millimeter 99 to 101A wheel. Lots of speed. I feel comfy on them. Oh. There's a really good example of one of the things that's bad about them. You get really bad wheel bite on them because there's just no give. As soon as your wheel hits your board, you get pitched, and I don't even think waxing would help that much. There's very little slide on these whatsoever. I'm going to try a power slide on these, and then I'm going to try a power slide on my regular wheels. Very little slide at all. It was really more of a controlled pivot. So even on this rough ground with big cracks, I am actually getting a slide on these. So I want to take these 92As over to this ledge I've got over here and see if I can do some slides and grinds on them. This ledge hasn't really been skated all winter, so let's get a bunch of wax on it. So obviously grinding isn't really going to be a problem because we're moving with the direction of the wheel spinning. But what about something like nose slides? So first I'm going to try one on my regular board to get a good idea if it's sliding well or not. So my regular board's no problem, but they sure do feel slow after riding that. The slide's great, but just riding on this ground sucks. Let's try the 92s. So on concrete, it actually wasn't that bad. I mean, this ledge is like mossy, dirty, and it's got a fresh coat of wax on it. So I think these wheels aren't able to make really good contact on it. So I'm also wondering about a crooked grind. One of the things about a crooked grind is your wheel hits your board so it doesn't roll. So your wheel gets pinched really good. So I'm gonna try one of those now. So it does grind, but I bruised my instep really badly last night. And when I'm doing crooked grinds, it makes the concave jam into my instep. So we found out that I can push them across that. So far this is working. On this chunky painted ledge with a lot of wax, I can push these wheels through. And if my foot didn't hurt so much, I could probably do a much better job. But where these really shine is just on this rough ground riding around. So what I love about 54 millimeter 92A is you can set up a cruiser board that you can still kind of do your tricks on. So let's see what I can do. Although this Politic deck has a really anemic tail. So if my flip tricks look a little wimpy, blame it on the board. Also, they're gonna get a little bit floppy with the size of the wheels and the Indy 149s. So as you can see, it's a lot of fun, but one thing you have to keep in mind is basically you have to land everything completely full 180. And boy, did it take me a while to get even a half decent kickflip on this thing. But like I said, that was the low popping tail, because you could see my nollie and switch stuff I wasn't having too hard of a time on. But what I love about a setup like this is, you know, you're going to the grocery store, you're going to the gym, wherever you're going, right? Like you just hop out your door and you can cruise around and still kind of play around on your tricks. It doesn't matter if they look perfect because you're just having fun, right? And the point is that it's kind of like a manageable setup. So these are some great cruiser wheels. I'm definitely glad to have these and I'm gonna be looking forward to riding them around, but we have more testing to do, more slide testing to do, but that will be another day. Very quickly today, I'm gonna do a few slide tests on these wheels to see if they're slidable at all for regular skate park ledges. So as you can see, it is possible to slide these wheels, but what I would say about it is it was unpredictable. And I was also doing the tricks that I lean in the hardest on. So if you're not super confident or comfortable, or if you're trying something a little bit on the gnarly side, I would say don't even bother trying them on these wheels. These really are ideal for a cruiser board. And if you've got a super greased up curb or something, you might be able to get them to slide a little bit. But what I would really recommend if you want a bigger, wider wheel, right here I have the Spitfire Formula 4 lock-ins that I'm testing out. These have a super wide contact patch. But anyways, I don't want to get too much into these. So, what are these good for? These are really good for a cruiser board. They're quiet, they're soft, they're comfortable. I really like them for warming up on, like they don't jar my feet and knees, so it gives me some nice time to warm up. And it's great to just ride around. Especially if you're skating around late at night or something, it's not going to be too noisy and irritate the neighbors. One thing I would say though is they are not super fast. So for example, these 99A Spitfires are way faster than these. Now these both have brand new bearings in them, but these are probably the fastest wheels I have ridden in ages. Now let me explain though that I don't usually ride big wheels. Like 52 is the biggest wheel I've ridden in years. So these are 54 and super wide. These have a slightly wider contact patch. Now contact patch is the part of the wheel that's actually hitting the ground, so it spreads the weight out. Now I'm gonna do a review on these another time. Now let's get back to these. So these aren't super fast, they're just really comfortable and great for getting over some rough ground. So I hope you found this useful if you're wondering about some of the other wheel ratings. Again, 92A, good wheel choice for a cruiser. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys in the next one.